What's up, YouTube? It's me, Simone, your girl, right? Back again with another video. I'm trying to, kind of be consistent with this, right? Sometimes I get busy and I forget or, feel like I have to be on a consistent schedule with it. But honestly, I said, fuck that. And I'm just going to have fun with it. Whenever I feel called to do a video, then that's when I'll do a video. This is something that's supposed to be a creative outlet for me and something that I can put my thoughts into video or put my thoughts into something creative. So yeah, I'm not gonna post every week. That's just not me. I'll try, right? I'll try, but we'll see what happens. So far, I'm just going with the flow and enjoying, just having an outlet to be creative. So today, right, I came to the video. This has been sitting on my heart to really just get out there because I feel like in today's world, in today's society, it's really hard to find this certain thing. And for me, that certain thing is solitude. I really truly believe we are overstimulated. We are we overcompensate a lot with a lot of things. And I feel like solitude is something that a lot of people could benefit from. And it really is not as bad as people think. Like, oh, you just want to be alone. Or oh, you just, and it's like, no. Like, this is me deliberately and intentionally taking the time to sit in my own energy. We are so consumed of being on Instagram or being in the next person's business or whatever that we don't realize that a lot of the things that we feel, may it be anxiety, depression, or whatever, really is just from other people's energy that have attached to us. And so on this journey that I've been on for the last year and a half, so right, solitude has been the number one thing that I have tried to cultivate and really just stick with, because it's easy to start, but it's even easier to quit, especially when it gets uncomfortable. And I think in our society, I truly feel that it is something that every person should do. And the benefits, okay, sure, you're alone, but the benefits far outweigh the negatives, or whatever you may think are negatives, right? And so, I got my little laptop here, kind of, I kind of got little notes, right? Because I'm a note-taking type of person. And I like to have stuff to reference. I can go off the dome, right? But it's just easier for me to flow if I have notes to look at. So I was sitting down and I was writing in my journal. And I was like, you know what? I really want to talk about this because people have been asking, like, oh, you're not going out, you don't do certain things, blah, 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 like you used to anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, certain things don't hold value for me anymore. And I feel that since I've been, really trying to be intentional with my solitude, a lot of things have come up that I'm like, okay, this doesn't really excite me anymore. Doing this doesn't do anything for me anymore. I'm more interested in maybe doing that or doing this thing. And, these types of emotions and thoughts come up when it's just you and you don't have to worry about entertaining people or constantly being distracted, right? Because solitude, it's something that you have to go through, and you're alone, right? And with you being alone, and I'm not saying be an antisocial hermit, that's not what I'm saying, but you should have time in your life, or where you make time in your life to just be with yourself and your thoughts and your feelings and emotions, because you'll start to uncover things that you didn't realize was there. And you're like, dang, where the hell this want to do this was at? Where the hell this thought or this creative idea come from? Like, I had no idea, right? And so, yeah, I truly believe that solitude, which is time spent alone, right? Being okay with being alone, and really cultivating who you are and understanding who you are, right? Because I think we all kind of walk through life like, oh, I know who I am. This is what I do. This is who I am. And it's like, is it? Or is it the programming that you received from looking at Instagram or hearing other people's opinions, right? Because I know for myself, for years, I'd say the last 9 years, I spent trying to appease everybody else and claim who I was based off of other people's definition of who I was. And it got to a point where that is not good enough. That's going to cause you to burn out. And that's exactly what happened to me. And so, back to the topic, because I can go off. I can go off all day. But yeah, solitude, right? So, to me, why I think it's important, the number one thing for me was it has taught me to love myself, probably more than I've ever done. Because when you're in a position where you're uncomfortable and things aren't really like what you're used to, and you make yourself go through that tunnel of uncomfortableness, and it's like, oh, this is too much. Like, I can't do this. Like, you start negatively self-talking to yourself, and it's like, this is uncomfortable. Like, I've not done this before. I'm so used to being with somebody or having somebody around or whatever. But it's like, when you choose to continue through, because it's going to get uncomfortable, and you choose to continue through the uncomfortableness, is where you find yourself and your growth. And you kind of give yourself grace. You give yourself the space to say, you know what? Okay, this is uncomfortable, and I truly don't know how I'm going to do this, but I've trusted myself. I believe in myself. And as each day goes by, right? Each day goes by, you start finding things more and more that you love about yourself that you don't really call out or tell yourself, right? The self-talk goes from I can't to I can and I will. And it's a different mentality you get, right? The confidence starts building because you see, wow, I bet on myself. I stuck this out, right? This uncomfortable time, it has truly molded me, and it has shown me how to grow and how to love myself. Because let's face it, you cannot grow in comfort. It just doesn't work that way. And people can say that, yeah, you can. No, you can't. True growth, not just some made up, reality that you've given or told yourself, right? True growth comes from being uncomfortable and then becoming comfortable in that uncomfortableness. Yeah, I know it sounds like a big circle, but that is just what it is. And I know for me personally, I realized how strong I was, because for years I relied on everyone else to tell me how strong I was, and then I believed it, right? But no, you actually show and prove to yourself how strong you are. And that, boy, you want to talk about some motherfucking confidence? It's nothing like it. And it comes from within, because now you don't have anything outside of you telling you you good or you got this. You know what I'm saying? You are telling you that you got this. You have your own back through it. And yes, there are times where it's a little hard to be like, I'm still going through this. Like, does this ever get better? Like, there are times where I had those moments. But I will say, sticking through it, looking back at it now, sticking through it was the best decision I could have made. I feel it has given me the space and the confidence to even get on here and create videos. Like, I've been wanting to do this for years, but I haven't had the confidence, right? Or even just to say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, right? I didn't have it. And I would have never really truly understood what it is that I wanted to put out there until I found some solitude and I found myself and I started like working through my emotions, working through my thoughts. It's been amazing. And I also, I realized that it showed me how sabotaging my thoughts were. The negative self-talk, the over anxious mind, the anxiety that I was having or getting. It was like, in the beginning, it was just all coming up like oh, and I felt so uneasy because, like I said, it's feelings you don't address because you're too constantly overly stimulated by the outside sources and outside people and their energy. So when you sit there and you go through this, things are gonna come up that are uncomfortable, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to just go through it to get through it, if that makes sense. And so that's what I did. And I'm a huge advocate for it now. People are like, hey, I don't never see you. Well, now I'm a little too comfortable. Now I'm trying to break out of it, because there is such thing as too much, right? But at the same time, like, for your healing journey, you have to spend time alone to really know what it is you want and who it is you are. And truly, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Another thing, like, this is probably my number 3 thing. My top 3. Being in solitude, working on my energy, working on, finding that balance within between my divine feminine, divine masculine, because we all got it. And that's a video for another time. But being in solitude and working on my own energy and like really like being the change I wanted to see, as cliche as that may sound, but being the change I wanted to see and just moving with grace and with love, right? Your discernment for other people shoots through the roof. Because now you've created this sacred space in your solitude to where you're picky. You are picky about who you let in to the sacred space, to the sacred aura, right? You start to see how people really are. And it's kind of scary at first because it's like, whoa, like, never would have thought. You really, honestly, your energy is really kind of ugly, right? And you start to see the energetic vampires that are out there, and when I say that is the people who want to be around you but don't contribute anything to what you got going on. They just want to be around. They just want to, have something to gossip and talk about, right? They want you to still be in that same low vibration as them. And they love it because it's like, okay, boom, I'm miserable. Well, guess what? She here miserable and me too. Because what they say, misery loves company. And that's exactly what a lot of people are. They're miserable. But they won't say it. They won't admit it. They won't admit it to you or themselves. And they'll hide it with, expensive cars, expensive clothes, Instagram posts and trips and this. And I'm not saying everybody who does that is miserable. That's not what I'm saying. But you know the ones. You know the ones. And the people who always, whenever you talk to them, it's something sad or something bad. And, you try to uplift their spirits. And they just, oh, I don't know. I'm still, it's just, pity me, right? They want your sympathy and all your energy onto them. And then the minute you try to talk about something positive or yourself or something that you've got going on, it's like in one ear and out the other. And they change the subject. They bring it back around to them somehow. And it's like, what's up with that? Those are the people I'm talking about. Those are the energetic vampires I'm talking about. And, it's crazy because there's a lot of them walking around here. And I'm just like, man, stay away from me type shit, right? So, yeah, I just really wanted to get on here and, just talk about solitude, because I really, truly, I'm a huge believer in it now of, being okay with being in my own world, being okay with not being all in the mix, being okay with not following the status quo or, what the next person is doing and trying to, compare myself to someone else, right? And just really rock out in my own world and create my own reality and love myself and love my fellow human being along the way. And it has taken me some time to get here. It has taken me some really tough times. Some really tough times to get here. And, I'm just getting started. I really am appreciative of the things that happened to me because they started this, right? Those situations started the transformation. They started my necessity to be like, you know what? Something's got to give. Something has got to change. I don't feel good in my spirit anymore, right? And so all the things that have happened over the course of the last 2 years have really pushed me in this direction. And that's really what this channel is all about, is healing, wellness and self-discovery and sharing what I've learned with you all. So who knows? Maybe my little gems or little nuggets of wisdom may affect somebody, and I don't know. But I mean, even if it only affects one person, I'm okay with that. Because I know in my heart, my intentions are pure. And I just want to, love everybody. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds far-fetched, but I do. I really want to see everybody happy and flourish, because that's what we're here for. We're not here to be suffering. I don't believe that at all. We're not here to suffer. We're here to go through a little, little rough times a little bit, right? That's natural. What they say, it gets worse before it gets better. That's what we're here for. I get that. I get it now. And so, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say a few words, and yeah, that's it. I hope you like this video. If you do, thumbs up. And I always feel weird. Let me bring that back. I always feel weird doing this part of the video, like, oh, like and subscribe. I almost feel like if it resonates with you, then you're gonna like it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's okay, right? It'll resonate with someone, right? I don't know. That's just my little rant. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me talk. And truthfully, I really hope that you think about it. Think about being in solitude for a little bit. Even if you take 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of your day each day to sit and journal or meditate or whatever it is you want to do that just allows you to be within your own space, in your own bubble. And let me know how it goes. Because I'm like I said, I'm a huge advocate for it. Like, I love it. Solitude has helped me tremendously. I now feel like I know how to connect with people better because I finally have been able to connect with myself. And that's beautiful. Like, it makes me want to tear up a little bit. Like, damn. You know? So, yeah. Thanks for being here. I hope you all have a blessed and prosperous night, day, whatever time it is that you're watching this. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.